Hello everybody, welcome back to Betway's Weighted to Win. It's good to be back with you on the show here as we have a look at the Hollywood Bets Durbanville race meeting on Saturday, and then we go out and look at KwaZulu-Natal on Sunday will be our next show. Reminder about our social media, we are on Twitter at Weighted to Win's our handle, and we've also got a WhatsApp number 0691643272. That's where you can send your name and basically your email address. Send it to that number and you can be part of the journey in terms of receiving all of the information. Bipot does start with race number 2, and looking forward to what the guys select. I know off the cuff that Darren Burrows has slipped a straight line Bipot today, and Daryl Marie's got a few. So Darren, I'm starting with you, and you were telling me it's been raining and it's a little bit of a worry. We might end up with a heavy track on Saturday.
Yes, Clyde, currently Friday morning, it is pouring down, so I'm just not sure if the rain's going to continue into Saturday, but currently the rain is coming down. The track's going to be soft. Now, race 2, 1,000 Kisses ran on a heavy track on debut behind Mears Harper and ran a cracking second. By far the best form in the race and will take a power of beating. The exacta play is going to be Tequila Sky, who ran 2 lengths off on debut, and the Andre Null stables in form. So 5 to beat 1.
Okay. Tequila Sky, the 1 goes into the play. Daryl, I think you've added that into your buy pot, so you've...
The 1?
Yeah, Tequila Sky.
Encouraging.
In fact, you've got a few runners, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't make it as easy as Darren. Clyde, you know, Darren touched on that race was run on a heavy track. I don't know if you remember. The meeting was actually cancelled after that.
After the first?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's a bit of a concern. I don't know how much you can read into that, because in that race they were strung out. Steeplechase margins. Number 1, encouraging debut, got scope for further improvement. Number 7 ran in the same race as the favourite. She was eased out of contention. She was heavily supported to beat the odds-on favourites. I think she can improve. And Clyde, take note, this is an open maiden, right? Open maiden. I've included Richard Free on number 6, Lady Renee. Now, I know she's very limited, but she's only got 55.5 to shoulder. She's got fitness on her side. And you know, John Stewart's horses on a sticky track, they tend to perform well. So I actually think number 6 is the each-way value here.
Mark, how's Mark rated to John Stewart? You mean Mark Stewart?
What did I say?
John Stewart.
John Stewart, sorry.
Yeah, but Mark Stewart, yeah, he does pretty well on the wet track. He does, doesn't he? Yeah.
Well, sorry,
All
Mark.
right. No, that's cool. Let's take a look. All right, we've got our selections by pots. It's straight up Darren by pot. Darren Burrows going 5 by 10 by 3 by 4 by 8 by 4. There we go. Straight up by pots for Mr. Burrows. He wants to get some of the cash there. And Daryl Marie's got the conservative approach for a 72 rand spend, where he's going 1, 5, 6, 7 by 2, 8 and 10. Banker 3, banker 4, then 1, 5, 8 and 4 and 8. Onto this open maiden plate now we go, and this particular event is run at over 1,250 metres. And talking about the bipot, Darren Burrows got a straight line bipot for us. He's banked the 10 in this race here. Charlene, and that is the current favourite. 16 to 10 is the right horse in the race. Has got fair solid form and wasn't that far behind that horse Windrunner. In fact, only went down a short head, Mr. Burrows. So does look like the right horse in the race, provided, of course, it enjoys a heavy track.
Yes, well, what the key is here, Charlene's run in the soft conditions twice. She ran 3rd to Mears Harper. She was a nose behind that horse, 1,000 Kisses, that runs in race 2. We'll know by now if she's won. Charlene last time out, she showed blistering speed, got outrun on the post, and they've dropped her in trip. So from a deepest draw, she might overcome it into a handy position and be hard to catch. I thought improvers in the race, School Policy, Vit Blitz and Miracle in Motion.
Okay. They in your play, 8 and 10, as in addition to the 2, or what have you gone?
Yeah, I've gone 2, 8 and 10, Clyde.
Have you? Okay.
You know, this is once again, Clyde, have a look. It's an open maiden, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. So carrying top weight from a wide draw, it's just going to make her task that much harder. I'm not saying she's not capable. I'm just saying it's not given to her on a silver platter. Look forward. Trained by Mark Stewart, Clyde.
Mm-hmm.
We've touched on the fact that his horses perform well on a soft track. Fitness on her side, but she's very limited. If she's going to get it right, it's going to be in an open maiden, because in maiden plates she tends to come unstuck.
First time Richard Fourie.
From a neat draw, that's half the battle won. Now, I like the look of number 8 of here, Witsplit. She's been very disappointing, but what I think could do the trick of here is the fitment of blinkers. She's a blinker strike.
First time, okay.
So I'm expecting major improvement from her. 2, 8 and 10.
Okay, so but let's be watching out for that. In terms of the place accumulators, because that's what we're going to put up now. We worked out PAs for you, and Daryl's gone 2, 8 and 10 by banker 3, by banker 4. Daryl, bear in mind, has come fresh off bipots and PAs in as far as the Thursday at the Vol meeting is concerned. So well done to him. He's in very good form. 1, 5 and 8. I know Darren tipped that all to come bet as well. That landed. Then 4 and 8. Then 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. So quite a few horses. Second last leg must be the most difficult race on the Durbanville card. And 1, 2, 4 at the back. You can scan away. It costs 378 Rand. Welcome back. Let's get on to race number 4 now. This is over 1,400 metres, where there's an odds-on favourite on Friday anyway, priced up at 7 to 10. Horse called Magic Verse, number 3 on the card. Number 4, Right Royal Mo, is 5 to 1. And 11, Final Edition, is trading at 11 to 2. It's 8 to 1 and better about the others. Top 3 stables, Daryl Marie, have all been in good form.
Now, Clyde, I'm very disappointed that I only went onto the Hollywood Bet Syndicate website now, because the only reason I excluded number 11 Final Edition is due to him not being gelded during his break. I mean, he's been off for how long? Let's have a look, Clyde. He's off the track for just on 3.5 months, and I thought needing the run, not being gelded, I don't see much improvement. But now I've gone onto their website and he has been gelded. So,
and you think that's going to make all the difference?
Clyde, I always follow horses first run as a gelding. If I could, I'd change my perms now. I'd add him in. But currently, as things stands, I bank at number 3, Magic Verse. I thought that was a very, very promising debut.
Yeah.
He ran behind what could be an above-average sort. He was actually closing in the latter stages. His brother won over 2,000 meters. So, in my mind, he's going to be more effective now that he steps up to 1,400. And he finished well clear of the balance of the field on that occasion. So I did banker him on my perms. If you want to back him up, add number 11.
Darren Burrows has gone for Right Royal Mo. He says that's the right one in his bipots anyway, not Magic Verse or Final Edition for that matter. So am I right? Right Royal Mo is your first choice, Mr. Burrows?
Not at all, Clyde. I went with Magic Verse. I went with the 4 in the following race, Trippy Silk. So I've got Magic Verse, a good second to Boogie-Fied. I think Boogie-Fied is above average, and he was ready to win, where this horse was making his debut and is going to come on leaps and bounds. So Magic Verse, very hard to beat. Now, I've backed him up with Final Edition. He's been gelded, and he ran second to Kelp Forest at Durbanville, beaten ahead. Last time out, the 1,800 meters probably caught him out. So returning fresh after the gelding and probably a vaccination, he's got to go in. So I've gone the safe route, 3 and 11.
Okay, we got that. Sorry for the mix-up. All right, 3 and 11 from Darren Burrows in his pick 6. So he's going Magic Verse and Final Edition by banker the 4 later on. Then 5 and 8. Then 3, 4 and 8. Then what's that? Field and Field. 1 through 11, 1 through 14. 184 Rand, 185 Rand gets you 10%. That's Darren Burrows' pick 6 in terms of the Cape Town meeting. All right, this is the race where Darren Burrows went for Trippy's Silk for Canis Bass Robinson and Aldo de Meyer. This horse has had just a couple of runs to date. And on that form, particularly that Lucha Verde's come out and won, I'm sure Darren will got more bit confidence. Reminder about our social media there at the bottom at Weighted to Win and Our WhatsApp number 0691643272. And if you want to open up a Betway account, there's the scan. You go and do it. Do what you need to do and get going. Right, Mr. Burrows, let's talk about Trippy Silk. That the right one?
I like it quite a lot, Clyde. I bankered this horse and everything. He's had 2 good efforts to date. 4th to Glue. And last time out, he was beaten 2 lengths by La Legionnaire. We saw Luce Verde come out to win quite a strong maiden in his next start. And the step up in Trip Ideal. Alder Amaya gets the ride. This is my banker on the card. I think he'll take a lot of beating. The second favourite is Hawk Circle. He's had 10 starts in the maiden. He's not going to Hollywood. I just feel that Trippy Silk has that natural improvement to come.
Okay, I see they priced up 13 to 10, Daryl, on the Friday.
Yeah.
The right horse in the
Clyde,
race?
I'm worried about the track being too soft for him. That's my only concern. If it's a very soft track and 14...
Well, Darren said it's been raining most of Thursday, most of Friday. I mean, I think it clears up Saturday if I've got my bureau connections right. But, yeah, it might be too heavy.
Yeah, that's my only concern. I would have preferred a fast Durbanville course. But, you know, Clyde, excuse me, let's go back to the Tlahluwe run, right? Tlahluwe came out and won again. He ran second, I think, in the Langeman. Also in that race was Coastal Commander. He ran 2 seconds and then he won. Lexicon Point also won from that.
Yeah.
So I think he's ready to exit the maiden ranks. But if you look at the weights, number 5, Skarambaya. What's it? Sakambaya.
Something like that.
He's carrying 52.5. Now, he also ran behind Tlahluwe. He goes down 7.5 kilograms. Trippy Silk goes down 1.5. See that? So he's 6 kilograms better off for 2 lengths.
A big swing.
So I'm not saying he's going to reverse the form with a favorite, but you have to include him in your trifectas and quartets. So I'm also in the camp of Trippy Silk. I think he'll prove very hard to beat. I liked his comeback effort. So 4 from 5 for me.
How stiff was Elder the other day? What was it? Was Trigon?
Narina Trigon. Yeah.
How stiff was that? Come up the rail, couldn't get a run. Huh? Unlucky, eh? Very unlucky. And the next day, funny enough, in Durban, there was also, I can't remember the name now, also got stuck at the rail. Cabela had to pull it to the extreme outside, had to run on, got beat, run second. Flying. Very stiff. Unlucky. Some to a certain element of human error. There's a little bit of human error, which is unfortunately, hopefully, can be avoided. I mean, as we understand.
Are you talking from your
livestock.
pocket now?
No, I'm not. I'm not talking from my pocket. I've seen a handful of human error in terms of where we should have won, and we never collected as a result of being stuck on the rail. It's a pity. Anyway, Trippy's Silk. Let's hope we can get this home. Let's have a look at selections here and see what the plan is. We're going with Darren Burrows, who says, yes, I'm going straight in Trippy Silk, and 13 to 10 is the price I'm taking. Welcome back. Let's get on to this 1800 metre. Mothership's the one to beat here. Richard Foury's riding that for the Stewart Yard. Priced up 14 to 10. The right price, Darren Burrows, or are you waiting for it to drift?
That's the right price about this horse. I think she'll win. She handles the soft conditions. In a penultimate start, I thought very unlucky. She left her run just a stride or two too late. She was flying home. And last time out, she was dropped out in a slow run race, 7-horse field, stuck at the back of the field, and they sprinted for home, and she got caught flat-footed, and she was flying home. If they can change tactics and go handy with her, I can't see her losing this race. Her only danger I've put in is Run Rudolph Run, but he's having his 17th run in the maidens, but he won't meet a weaker field. So 8 to beat 5.
Okay, so perhaps it's Mothership go to the front or be right up there and then hard to beat, or how have you read it?
You're talking about Minogue.
What?
Excuse me, Minogue.
In Durban.
Yes.
Yes.
Kylie Minogue.
Yes. Yes.
She was green on the fence, Clyde.
No.
She was off the bits a long way from her.
Yes, but pulled out, could have got through at the rail. Anyway, that's history now. It's water under the bridge. Let's get through Mothership. Can we back Mothership?
Clyde, have a look at the
Without
ratings
getting
of
stuck
here.
on the rail?
Have a look at the ratings. Mothership is 11 pounds or 5.5 kilograms best in.
Yes.
On the other hand, she's very limited and she's exposed. So is Run Rudolph Run. Very limited and very exposed. What about improvement from number 1 over here? Touchdown. Rested and gelded, right? Blinkers go on. You know he's a brother to Clyde.
No?
Thin red line is the dam. Line is the key word. Linebacker.
Well bred, eh? I see the form line's really solid.
He's a half brother to linebacker.
Zil Morris, Mark Golly, Molly come from Monumental.
I think touchdown is going to make marked improvement. Listen, I don't know his well-being. He's returning from a lengthy rest.
7 to
But
1
there's
at
no
the moment.
doubt he's the improver in the race.
Have you included in the play, or you just...
I went 158.
158, okay. All right, well, that's an improver. Touchdown, 7 to 1 might be the one to watch out for. Let's put selections up for our 6th race on the card. We've got Darren Burrows. He says no. It's Mothership's turn, and he's going straight up with her. Now we're on to the 7th race on the card. It's run over 1,800 metres. They bet 5 to 2 the field here. Number 4, Nayam, or Natyam, is the top of the boards at 5 to 2. Second choice, the 3, Future Turn, at 7 to 2. And 6 to 1 about number 9, Sudden Song. 5, Coronation Time is in there, priced up at around 7s. You can get 8 to 1 and better the others. Darren Burrows is going with Natyam to round off his straight line bipot. Richard Veree and Gareth Van Zyl Jr., they team up. Look the right horse in the race, Mr. Burrows, and hopefully you can ring up the register.
Yes, Clyde, this horse was super impressive last time out. You know, take note, he's very stubborn behind the gates, and they battled to load him and get him into the stalls. But it didn't stop him from winning by, 5 lengths last time out. I thought super impressive. If he can bring that poly-track form to the Western Cape in the soft track, he could take a lot of beating. I didn't banker him. I backed him up with a horse like Future Turn. Very consistent, never runs a bad race. Alder Romeo for Justin Snaith, got to go in. And a horse like Mucho Dinero, I'm expecting that natural improvement from his last starts. And off his rating of 84, I really believe he should be competitive.
Grant Van Niekerk's been riding a lot of winners lately, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when he's on song, Grant.
Yeah,
eh?
yeah. You give Mucho a chance. Or...
I do. Clyde, I keep on harping on the fact that I think this horse is better than 84. And I just don't think he's quite achieved what he's capable of. So I'm hoping for improvement from him. Still of the opinion that he needed his second run off after rest on a soft track. Would have liked it to be a bit firmer for him. I think he's better on a quicker surface. But I've backed the favourite up with number 8, Mucho Dinero. Now, the reason why I didn't bank Natyam is on what Darren touched on. He's very stubborn behind. I don't like to see that.
Yeah.
I like to see horses focused on the race, not
You want it to be
doing
smooth
too much.
sailing, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, the last thing you want to see a horse you've had a bet on is not wanting to load and putting up a fuss behind the pens.
Yeah.
Like you say, you want things to go smoothly. You want them to have every chance.
First time at this course.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. I mean, he could be a serious horse in the making. He couldn't have been more impressive than what he was in his latest
Yeah, he
starts.
annihilated them last time,
I
didn't
mean, he not often you see a horse quicken on the poly track like he did. No, I think V. Moodley's touched on the fact at Greyville you don't see margins of 5, 6 lengths.
Yeah. It's
You
very
don't-
competitive
yeah.
normally.
Um,
All right.
yeah, and Ibutu came out and franked that form, Clyde. So, would I be surprised to see him trot up? No.
Okay. All right, so perhaps Natyam the right one, but there are dangers there that the boys have respect for. So let's take a look at what the next best thing to do is. Daryl Marie's decided we work on a pick 3 and he's going 4 and 8. He is concerned about Mucho Dinero, so he's put that into the play. With all of 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11 in the second leg. And then running into the last of the pick 3, he's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 8. 8th race on the card now. We go on to this is the class 4 over 1,000 metres. So a quick sprint in and out. Let's take a look at the market in terms of what they recommend in a race like this. 3-1 the field. And number 10, Candy Town, is top of the boards at 3-1. Second choice, number 7, Musical Arts on the Friday, traded 5-1. Number 11, Mulberry Street, is the third choice, 5-1. And number 9, Different Face, is at 6-1. You can get 7-1 and better about the others. Darren Burrows, probably one of the more difficult races on the card on Saturday.
One of the more tricky races, Clyde. This was Candy Town. Now, on debut, ran third, beaten a length by Winter Rainfall. They rate Winter Rainfall as one of their best 3-year-old filly sprinters around, and they expect her to win a feature race this coming season. She followed up by winning over 12.50, but she was slightly over racing. I think her class carried her through. The drop back to 1,000 is going to suit. So I think she'll run a big race, even though she's drawn deep. Different Face. Now, Bernard Fade Herb takes a ride from a deepest draw. She likes to race handy. She could be competitive. And Musical Arts, 2 fair efforts after a maiden victory. There could be more to come. I thought very competitive. Mulberry Street's also got a chance.
Yeah, it's interesting. The Different Face form lines worked out particularly well. I think that's certainly got to have some sort of chance in a lineup like this. And the Candy Down, that maiden form, whatever form line, there have been a lot of winners from there. So, but tricky race.
Yeah, Clyde, there's a comment for Different Face from Eric Sands. Working well. If there's one jockey you want in the irons to overcome a bad draw, it's Bernard. I mean, he really is capable of getting them in a striking position very shortly after the jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what to make of this race. When I opened the book, I thought there's going to be 2 improvers because Paul Reeves' stables turned. But I'm a little bit wary now with regards to their chances for Palo Queen and Why Not Jackie, because the track might come up soft. I would have preferred them on a firmer track. Yeah, Clyde, I don't know. Leave me out of this, please.
Open, okay. Well, your selections, we'll put them up for you. Not an easy race. This is what the boys are doing. Daryl's suggesting that in the 8th race, we take trifectas. You may want to use those numbers in your quartet because it's quite tough. 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. It's a 210 Rand trifecta. Depends what you want to take. Trifecta, quartet, work it up. But certainly one thing that stands out here, it's not an easy race. Right, let's get on to race number 9, Class 4 over 1,250 metres. In this event, from a Friday morning perspective, what did the markets ever look like? I'll tell you, they were betting 7-2 the field. And a horse like number 5, Boogie Field, topped the boards at 7-2. Number 4, Paratrooper, 11-2. And number 2, Veldskun, trading at 6-1. 7-1 and better the others. Again, it's one of those races, you know, the more we go into the card, so the trickier it becomes, Mr. Burrows.
Yeah, interesting runner here, Boogified. He's the first horse by Justified to win in this country. Now, the Dam, Love to Boogie, actually won the Diana Stakes at Durbanville and was exported to Australia and got covered by Justify. This is a super pedigree, and he couldn't have been more impressive in his second start. He could have much more to offer. So I'm going to lean towards Boogified. Dangers, Veldskun. Now, his last start over course and distance, he won from a deep draw. He is returning after a break, so he might just need this one. I thought numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 10 all had chances, but Boogified, I'm excited to see him back.
Okay, so you've summarised that with all intents and purposes for Boogified, and beautifully bred, lightly raced. Who knows? It could just spring and shoot clear.
Easy game.
Easy game, Darren Burrows says. Easy game.
Yeah.
There are a few dangers. What do you make as the dangers here?
Yeah, like Darren touched on, there's quite a few in here with chances. I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. Yeah, Clyde. You know, Paratrooper, done very little wrong to date. He's making his handicap debut. Could be useful.
Yeah.
Veldskun, rested and gelded. Now, you know me and gelding's first up, Clyde. Loves the track, well drawn. I really think this horse is going to end up much higher than his current rating of 81. Whether he's going to be right for this race, I don't quite know. Benjamin won a lovely race last time out. He's going to have the sweet spot, one draw, not going to have to work to get into a great position. All depends on how far he's going to turn for him off them. Because if he's out of his ground, he's not going to make it up. Yeah, Clyde, very, very hard race.
Okay. Not easy race. Is it going to be the lightly raced Boogie-fied, or what's the plan? The boys are recommending the following in terms of an exotic bet or having a strike. Here it comes. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. That's Daryl Marie's recommended trifecta in the 9th race. I'll repeat that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. One more to come from Hollywood Bets Durbanville. Right, the 10th race of Class 4, and it's over 1,400 metres. If you happen to be watching this on a Saturday at this particular time in the afternoon, well, you've done well to have got through the race meeting, because I can tell you on Friday when we did the show, it was Darren Burrows will tell you it's absolutely pouring. It's been raining for a couple of days, and so if you are watching this, well done. We've actually done very well to get this far. In terms of the market, number 6, Enemy Territories, on Friday was at 4-1. Number 7, Flying First, is also joined 4-1. Then you've got the horse like 3, Hear My Voice, trading as the third choice at 11-2. And it's 7-1 and better about the others. Mr. Burrows, how do we get money in this 10th and final? Should we get there?
Clyde, it all depends on the fitness and well-being of Enemy Territory. Now, she could have been vaccinated, if I'm not mistaken, because she has rested since May. And I know a lot of the yards are vaccinating their horses for African horse sickness. And sometimes they can run a flat race first up. So let's see how she goes down. If she shortens in the market, you could have more confidence. But her dam won from 1,200 to 1,600, winning 2 feature races over those sort of trips, Chevauché. And I just get the feeling this filly's crying out for the 1,400 meters. Her last run was good. I think she could be above average. So it's in or out Enemy Territory. When you're looking for dangers, it gets tricky. Hear My Voice, Strawberry Light, Flying First, Act Naturally, all got chances.
Yeah, okay, so that's the point. If you don't draw the line off the Enemy Territory, well, then I guess anything's possible in that last race. Just a reminder for those of you who are on social media, we are on Twitter, there's our address, and we're also on WhatsApp, there's our number. Just send your name and email address, and we'll have the admin department have you join our groups. All right, thank you very much. Let's put some selections up now, because it's the last race on the card, getting an idea as to what to bet on in race number 10. And in terms of Darren Burrows' recommendation, he says, well, let's get straight into Enemy Territory. Thanks, guys. Trust you've had a good weekend so far. We'll catch up again when we preview the Sunday race meeting.